Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm musically malnourished. Whoa, did you hear that? Little Matthew McConaughey. All right. Anyways, I'm musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. Today, we are diving back in with Rin for the beloved Money Game series, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Now, I believe from what you guys told me, when it comes to Money Game Part 2, I should be watching the lyric video because he has a lyric video from, I think, about 5 years ago. Yes, and then one where he's walking on the shoreline, that's about 3 years ago. So the one with the official lyric video has the highest view count. That's the one I'm going to go with. But I guess without saying much else, let's get in. Check out Money Game.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theories, stripe fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade. But now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way.
So soulful.
Those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
That's an unsettling sound.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say badly through gritted teeth. That's my right to hate. That's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we make the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions aren't our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way.
Rin, our history teacher.
Those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame.
Thank you for putting the bat down.
It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
It's so unsettling, dude. Especially him humming while doing it.
This whole money game. This money game.
It's like a demented Kermit the Frog. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Man, Rin always gets your wheels turning, right? It's curious. Let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to figure out. It almost seems like the person in the chair is kind of representing us as the one who's captive, kind of just playing along to. And I'm trying to figure out, because Rin kind of seems in that the role of either money or those who control systems. It's interesting that the poncho is green. So I don't know if the idea is that the money is kind of the, because obviously we know, and even from the Bible itself, that it's not money that is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's the greed that it breeds inside of humanity, that people are willing to cheat and just do horrific things. If you want to put it on that level, and then you put it on a lower level, you know, maybe things that relate to us, that it's very easy to just kind of sell our souls for money, to put money above all else. And so obviously there's a wide conversation within there, but I'm curious the role of Rin within that, if he's supposed to kind of be the idea of money, or of those that exercise power through money against the person that's sitting in the chair, and kind of in a way turns it into his own puppet. Very interesting. If you have any more insight on that, let me know in the comments. Okay, this is Rin Money Game Part 2. Gosh, nobody but Rin gets me so unsettled, because I'm just like, it's beautiful and really creepy at the same time. Especially, again, the humming while he's like drumming on, or writing on the person's face. All right, Money Game Part 2, the official lyric video. Okay, similar beat, but now we're on electric guitar.
Strange time of living in panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on. Needlessly bleeding resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain, while my fingers on the trigger of a money game.
Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies.
I love how he's carrying kind of this chorus.
Blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame But point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
Money is a game and the ladder we climb.
Wow.
Turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for
Smart
you,
choice of the
line by
clip.
line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two, gotta make the people think that they want them, really want them,
Wow.
really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free,
Wow,
it's
man.
monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6. Guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas,
Wow.
take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8. Big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9. Polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10. The world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore.
Rain, 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 rain.
Ah,
The
dude.
storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we died upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. But point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
I love how in Money Game 1, so it's really cool that he shares the chorus. I'm sure that's going to overflow into Money Game Part 3, but telling the story in the verses. And in Money Game 1, he kind of focuses on history. On Money Game 2, he points to the system of, you know, scarcity and all of those different things that he mentioned. But what I also love is it's not just like, oh, I get a free pass, that's not me. In the thought of like turning the mirror on ourselves, it is to look and say, man, like, am I caught up in this? And it would be hard to say to some extent that we're not. And I love that, you know, the idea of self-reflection and saying like, am I I mean, in one way or another, we're all playing in the game regardless. It's just whether like, are we trying to maybe break free from the game to some extent? Because you can't, unfortunately, just existing in the world, you know, unless you just go off somewhere by yourself or in a small community, which you can, totally up to you. People have done it. And, but is there a way to exist within this game, but not play the game, you know, not try to get caught up in the consumerism? Because I think it's like you shouldn't feel guilty for certain things you enjoy, or, you know, if there's memorabilia you like that is scarce, so therefore the value goes up, which there's a really interesting video on the Black Lotus card for Magic the Gathering that kind of traces these different sports memorabilia and things as to why they're perceived at a certain value, and that ultimately it's just us as people deciding like, oh, here's the value of something, which in one way is like, wow, that's really weird. But in the other, it's like there can be some harmless fun and enjoyment in certain things like that. But we do always have to keep coming back to our heart and our mind. And it's just like, let me not get swept up in this system. And so I do love that he kind of tells you, like, turn the mirror on yourself. And I wonder if there's some connection with Money Game Part 1 when he's lighting himself on fire. Is it something connected to that of recognizing you're a part of it? I don't know. Again, let me know if you have any more insight on that part. Okay. Here we go. Rin Money Game Part 3, which I think is, Part 2 is the shortest of them. Part 1 is the next. Part 3 is the longest of them. So here we go. I was starting on the piano this time. That's cool. This POV over the head is really, really interesting. Well done. I love the choice here. Grand piano, suit and tie. Whoa, trippy. Look in the mirror. We're all wrapped up in this money game. I wonder if that's what's trying to show. The lighting in this is excellent.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity.
I love the way he's going about this.
17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to
Enough is never enough.
Dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's
and sweet. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Wow, dude, he's killing this. They did a great job hiding cuts and transitions.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running.
Oh, wow.
44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me, and it's a version of him.
Wow, yeah.
It's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
I love how he said this is an exaggerated version of you and me. I think that was an important line.
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. 45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Wow. Man, I think there's a few really important things that he said in there. One of them, and number one, just the production of that, absolutely amazing. I love stories that tell like progression of age, progression of time, because in such a short amount of time, you really get this vivid picture in your mind. And then I love too that when he was older and kind of had this switch when everything kind of went to crap, he kind of mirrors the language from the beginning of being young and growing up, and then now being 40 or whatever it was, and not walking, not running fast. The other thing that I thought was when he mentions, and I said this a second ago, that it's an exaggerated version of you and me, because you could see that and be like, yeah, but that's kind of like a crazy story. Part one of that is that I think those stories exist more than I like to think about, at least. I'll speak for myself. The amount of corruption and the connections between people in power is disturbing, you know, even to get a glimpse of it, and everything that we want to kind of throw away as conspiracy theory. Sure, there is such a thing as conspiracy theory. But a lot of times those things are like, hey, don't pay attention over here. No, don't talk about that. And we shut down voices because they are saying something that's so true, but sometimes so like disturbing that you don't even know what to do with it. And you feel somewhat powerless to do anything about it. Obviously, in our current landscape, the Epstein files that have been floating around forever, and it's just this deep, dark hole, you know, with so many connections that you're just like, this can't be real. Like, you want it to not be real because it's so awful and happening around us all the time. And so I love, though, that him taking, so those examples exist, but into us in our daily lives of being caught in the money game. And also when he said something around like, without this message or this tale for the wise, you know, there's a proverb that says something along the lines of like, don't teach a fool because he'll hate you, but teach a wise man because he'll add to his learning. And it is that ability, like I was saying from one of the earlier parts, is just to reflect, to be like, man, all right, are my priorities in the right place? You know, am I being somebody that's honorable, somebody that's truthful? Am I focused on growing my character and caring for others, not being just focused on me, not just following my lusts, my passions? But, you know, even if you find yourself successful, like putting into the spotlight, well, what really is success? And for me, I've always felt like my family, my children, my marriage, and my neighbor are like, that's where I want to be successful. You know, I've always fought to not sacrifice my children on the altar of work or ambition or anything, because again, the scriptures, what is it for a man to gain the whole world yet lose his soul? And I think constantly through life having to reevaluate and reassess, like, what is most important to me? Where is my attention? Where is my time? Where is my energy? What am I pursuing? Why am I pursuing it that? And I think a good thing when you're doing kind of self, like introspection, is to add the word really. Somebody said that to me one time, like, why are you doing this really? Because I think the word really causes you to go a layer deeper. Why are you doing this? Oh, well, here's why I'm doing it. Really? Like, is that really? If you were to search your heart of hearts, look in the deepest part of yourself, like, why are you doing it really? Why do you want to accomplish that really? Where's your attention really? And I think that's really important. So, like I've said all along, I think Rin is a gift as a disruptor, as a storyteller, to make us think, to make us question. And I think his hope is that just one person at a time, if he can just calls one person to go, I'll leave it at that. One person to go, things that make you go, Rin is one of those things that makes you go, So really, really brilliant. I'd be curious to see if anywhere along the line he continues to make more within the Money Game series. But he did tell a very compelling and complete tale within these 3 videos. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for being with me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.